So I'm filming this a little bit out of order. The vlogs that are coming next will be more travel vlogs, and the vlogs that you've just seen have obviously taken place when we've been traveling. However, things are super up in the air and crazy right now, so I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a life update to let you know what's going on and why the uploads have been so intermittent lately. Where do I begin? This video is being filmed completely out of order from the videos that you have seen recently. We've uploaded a couple travel vlogs. Me and Blake went traveling back in April and May, and so those vlogs that you've been seeing recently have been taking place in April and May. And normally I'm not the biggest fan of uploading vlogs way in the past because it feels very not relevant anymore. But a lot of you guys reached out to me on Instagram and said that you still wanted to see these vlogs, that you still cared, and so I'm uploading them. But I do apologize that they're so in the past. Originally, when we went traveling, I brought my laptop and everything under the assumption that we'd have time to edit and upload as we were traveling, and that just didn't end up happening. We were going at a pretty decent clip on our trip, and we just didn't have time to sit down and edit and upload. So that's why for the longest time there weren't any videos. I wasn't uploading that much because we were traveling, and then when we got home, things got even crazier again because Blake ended up needing to leave on his next deployment with his job pretty much immediately, and it was kind of a surprise when he ended up leaving because we didn't realize it was going to be that quick. What ended up happening is we got back from our trip in, I think it was about late May is when we got home from our trip. We were gone for about 6 weeks. It was such an amazing time. We had so much fun, but we were definitely really ready to get home by the time we got home. I think literally 2 days after we got home, Blake got an email from his job saying hey, by the way, you're leaving. And also it's a week and a half from now. Originally, when we got home, we thought that he would be leaving halfway through June, but that ended up not being the case. He actually left in the very beginning of June. And so all of our plans kind of got all thrown up in the air. And that meant we had to pack up all of our stuff from Washington and we had to come back to Montana because originally we were thinking we would have about 2 or 3 weeks in Washington after we got home to readjust, see family, see friends, and then come to Montana and have a good 2-ish weeks minimum in Montana to spend with Blake's mom and the pets and everything all together as a little family. However, because our timeline got moved up a ton, we ended up having to leave Washington a few days after we got that email. We packed up everything, went to Montana, spent a couple days with the pets and with Susan, and then I had to take them to the airport and we said goodbye. We were feeling exhausted. We had been going and going and going for months straight at this point, and we were feeling like we just couldn't catch a break with everything that had been going on. We moved out of Las Vegas, we came to Montana with all of our stuff, dropped off our stuff, was in Montana for a little bit, but then we went to Washington, spent time with family and friends, found out that the reserves wasn't going to work out, and that threw a wrench in everything because where we were staying in Washington was kind of this extra place that family has, but it's not really meant for long-term stays. It's not like a rent-free apartment that we could just use. We were starting to feel like we were becoming a burden staying where we were staying, and so we didn't. Well, obviously, nobody wants to feel that way. So we left. That's when we decided to travel because since the reserves wasn't working out and because we didn't have to live anywhere specifically with Blake's job, we could just travel. And so we traveled for 6 weeks, came home, he pretty much immediately had to leave, and we just felt like we were going a million miles a minute, doing way too much too quick, to be completely honest. We both have just completely lost our routine, and it was just feeling really jarring. And so we started looking for places to rent. We found a place that would work out for us and we decided to apply. And so we are actually going to be renting an apartment in Washington, which is very exciting. And I know that might be kind of a surprise because last time we talked about living somewhere, we were wanting to buy a house. However, because of how crazy life has been and because Blake has been with this job for not even a year yet, we don't have the established work history for him in order to qualify for the full extent that a loan would give us. I know that that sounds really confusing. Essentially, when you want to buy a house, you have to show the bank that you can pay for the loan to buy the house, obviously. And for many jobs, that's not a problem. You can do that right off the bat, especially if you can show like, hey, here's a couple pay stubs. I can do this. Or if you're in the military, it's basically a guarantee because you have like such a set contract that you're in and such a set amount that you're going to be receiving per month because you're in the military. However, Blake's job is odd because we've talked about this a little bit before, but it's a deployment schedule. So he goes away for 4 months, he's home for 4 months, and rinse and repeat. It happens back and forth. This isn't an issue. However, he only gets paid for the months that he's away. So it's 4 months he gets paid, 4 months he doesn't get paid. And that's a little bit of a problem for a bank when it comes to showing consistent work history. And so in our particular case, he needs to show that he's been at this job for at least a year. It might be 2, but at least a year in order for us to fully qualify for a loan. So we can't really buy a house yet. That's definitely something that we really, really want. That's the next big thing on kind of our life goal list, is to buy a house. However, we just can't do it yet. And that's not a bad thing. We're okay with that. But we didn't want to be bouncing around from house to house and place to place and state to state until Blake hits his year mark with his job, which will be in October. We wanted somewhere to call home. And so we rented a place. We got an apartment, which is really exciting. It's in Washington. I'm so excited to live in Washington again. I don't think you guys understand. I'm so pumped. We move in on July 1st. It's crazy. Literally a couple days we're gonna be moving in, which is really exciting. So right now I am packing like crazy, and I wanted to upload this before we leave Montana and before we get kind of back on track with everything that has been going on with the vlogs, just so you guys know a little bit what's going on, because I know that not everybody follows us on social media. Maybe some of you don't follow us on Twitter, maybe some of you don't follow us on Instagram. I definitely recommend following on those social media platforms, because then you can kind of know what's going on in real time. But, you know, not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody wants to like get an Instagram or something just to follow somebody. So I get it, but that's why I wanted to pop on here and tell you guys what's going on. So how this is going to work is I'm going to upload this video, which is just, again, like a life update video on what is going on. There's probably not going to be a couple videos until I get at least a little bit more settled in Washington. When it comes to the order of these videos, I'm going to upload this one next. Obviously, it's going to be the next video you guys see. It's going to be confusing, I know, because we just uploaded all of these travel vlogs. We're going to break so I can upload this video. We're going to get back to travel vlogs a little bit just so I can wrap those up and finish those and show you guys what we got up to. And then finally, we're going to get back to kind of more regular day vlogs. And there's going to be a couple, I think, that are old, taking place back when me and Blake were together here in Montana before he left, and then once he leaves, and then I think it'll get more normal uploading in real time again. So I hope that makes sense. I know that this is really confusing. I just wanted to give you guys, again, a little update on what's going on, because it's been insane lately and I am so excited to have a home again. Traveling and moving around and everything that has happened after Blake got out of the military has really taught me a lot, because for the longest time I always thought that I'd be like fine with not having a permanent home, or I'd be okay traveling long term or doing things all the time. And I think as I get a little bit older and as me and Blake kind of mature a little bit more in our relationship, and as we get settled, and as things kind of progress with Blake's job and stuff, we're just realizing more and more how important it is to us to have a home and to have a place and to have a routine and to have that consistency that we had in Vegas, that we didn't realize we had in Vegas until after we left. There's a couple of things that are kind of in the pipeline that we're working on as well that I'm hoping to share with you guys a little bit more once we, again, settle. But it feels really crappy, honestly, because I feel like so many things that I've been working on and trying to progress towards have been put on hold because of how insane life has been lately, and I'm not okay with that anymore. I want to have this routine, and I want to settle, and I want to work on just being in a routine again and being like having a home again. I'm really excited because I'm planning on vlogging and showing you guys everything that we're doing as we're moving and stuff like that, and then as we settle and everything like that, and get back to Washington, because we haven't really vlogged that much in Washington, honestly. So that's all gonna be really exciting, and it's been such a long time coming, and I hope this makes sense, and I hope you guys are cool with like me interjecting and coming from the future to explain what's going on in the progress of all of these vlogs. I know it can be confusing, but hopefully it makes sense. And I think that's basically it where we're at right now. And if you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I can get back to you guys to clarify things if I need to. But then also definitely feel free to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, because that's where things are happening in real time, and it's so much easier to just keep you guys up to date in those spaces. Whereas YouTube takes a little bit more time, so that's why we've been MIA. All right, I have to get back to packing. I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye.